Before we begin, let me ask you a question. What if the earliest followers of Jesus carried a message completely different from the one the world knows today? A message of pure monotheism, a message that was slowly buried, reshaped, and rewritten under the shadow of empires. Stay with me until the end, because the truth behind this transformation is far stranger, darker, and more complex than you've ever been told. Welcome to Echoes of History Plus, where the past is never dead, it only waits to be discovered. After the disappearance of Jesus, small groups of his followers held tightly to his teachings. Simple, clear, focused on worshiping one God alone. But the ancient world was turbulent. The Roman Empire feared any movement that could unite the masses. And within this fragile moment, a new figure appeared on stage, Paul. To some, he was a visionary. To others, an outsider who never met Jesus, yet claimed authority over his message. A mysterious transformation was about to begin. Paul traveled relentlessly, city after city, synagogue after synagogue. He preached a version of the message that was different from what the earliest disciples had known. A message centered not simply on the teachings of Jesus, but on Jesus himself. Gradually, his letters began circulating across communities. His influence expanded, and as his ideas spread, disagreements erupted with the original followers, those who insisted that Jesus taught pure monotheism. But Paul had something they did not: support from powerful Roman circles who saw in his teachings a path toward a more unified, controllable faith. By the early 300s, the Roman Empire was collapsing under the weight of political chaos. The Emperor Constantine needed unity, fast, and religious unity was the easiest way to control millions. So in the year 313 CE, he issued the famous Edict of Milan, a decree that gave Paul's growing movement unprecedented freedom. Suddenly, the version of Christianity shaped by Paul's ideas was not just protected, it was favored. Opposing voices, especially those who insisted Jesus' message was about pure monotheism, were treated as troublemakers. But one man refused to stay silent: Arius. He spoke boldly, arguing that the message of Jesus was being altered, that Jesus was a human messenger, not divine. His teaching spread rapidly. Crowds gathered. Debates shook the empire. So in 325 CE, Constantine summoned bishops from across the Roman world to a council. The Council of Nicaea. Arius stood almost alone. His opponents held political backing, and they won. A new doctrine was declared, and Arius was exiled. His books were burned. His followers vanished mysteriously from history. In the decades that followed, Paul's ideas became the foundation of the empire's new religion. Alternative teachings disappeared, not because they were disproven, but because they were outlawed. And so the message of Jesus, as understood by his earliest followers, became a hidden chapter, whispered about by historians, theologians, and scholars for centuries. So let me ask you again, did Paul truly preserve the message of Jesus, or reshape it into something new? Tell me what you think in the comments. And if you want more mysteries like this one, make sure to subscribe, because the next story might change everything you